convinces me I am not needed for it to build a home in this body, and when empty cannot sleep. I'll stay up hoping to write the perfect lullaby of a poem when empty does finally sleep. Encounter with mental health was when I was really young, actually. My parents, I came from a very high expectation household where they were Asian. My sister, to give you some background, she was the valedictorian at her high school, moved on to MIT, went to Harvard. I think it's really great to work with your student government to do that, or work with Caroline's organization, Grateful & Company. They do amazing work, and the proceeds do end up going to CAPS. But today I think I'm going to do something different, which is share a little bit about my personal story with mental health and some of the struggles that I didn't talk about enough in my presidency, and is equally important aspect to spreading awareness and increasing.
So I just finished my workout. Like, I did cardio, weightlifting, I did presses, back bench presses, which in the track for like 2 miles on my health app. I was like, I'm proud of that. So right now, I'm thinking I'm gonna go into the student center and see if there's any like thing in the wellness center. I was like, no, I might just see what they have. Because when you're a student,
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be cheap sometimes there.
I want to do some more today. That reminds me, I need to go and get a blue book for my African American Studies midterm exam. So let me get to the bookstore and get that. There they are. I don't know which one you want. Trying to get some water from up. Hey guys. So I'm actually right now at the university event for I don't know if you guys can see it. It's called like the program, the perks of being a wallflower. It's like about anxiety and depression and like all this sort of stuff, and really combating the feelings of depression, because I've had feelings of that for Hey guys, good afternoon. I am headed to the library to get some space to study and to do some of my African American Studies research paper, and to work on my next set of calculus homework. And I do need to go and cut my hair today, but I need to get some money from the bank to do that. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I was gonna stay at home and do my work, but I find recently like I haven't been liking staying home, like doing my work. I feel very, very like not say constricted, but confined, and my mind's not really thinking on my work so much. And like right next, like the walls are so thin, you can actually like hear like my parents like doing stuff around the house and making noise and having the TV on. Me, not only kind of is making a whole impact on my focus, and I find that I feel like during the weekends I want to start going. I've gotten a response to an interview for Academy, and the thing about it's Monday morning on August 8th. I'm heading to my class for this week. I have a midterm today for African American. I feel a bit down just because of so I just want to thank God for waking me up this morning, getting me to school safely, and yeah, so see you later guys. So hey guys, right here, like while I was coming on the bus to go to my car, this bus driver was it was just me and another guy on the bus, and we were like just talking about life and things going on in today's political and sociological climate, and just like talking about really not only important things, but things that are out of random. But like I feel like for some reason, like I was meant to meet her and say hello to her. She's such a nice bus driver. I even forgot to get her name. But like it's so weird to where you meet people who you think are actually never would even think you would ever meet. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm really thankful that I met her, and I hope I get to see her around campus while I'm there.
He tells the people, because they're all looking at him, and stuff like that. And he said, where the book is like that. But anyway, so in the end, okay, so in the end of the movie, she passes away, right? And
in this clip, you can see that an actor by the name of Dominique Jackson, a transgender woman, is actually the star of a show on FX called Pose, which actually highlights the drag ball scene and actually experience. And I'm so glad to have met Jackson this year. The drag ball scene, the LGBTQIA plus community. This is a very neat coffee shop, like this chalkboard, all these stuff. I find it.
That's how I feel.
I'm just meeting up with a friend. Hey guys, I just came from the bus, taking the buses to my from that presentation that you guys saw. It was basically, I remember she's either a fellow producer, but she's a production manager and like supervisor over Warner Brothers Studios, and she Jack J. Valenti's, I believe, daughter, who was speaking on a panel with a highly represented person in the Jack J. Valenti school. I quite don't know his name yet since I'm practically new to the school, but they were particularly talking about certain things about her job on Warner Brothers Studios, moved up the ladder in her stature with being in media production and not only journalism but writing, and actually being able to create stories. She's worked for on movies such as Harry Potter. She's worked on movies such as Crazy Rich Asians and etc. of many other films. So it was really nice to even see that and actually talk to her about. Particularly, I asked her a question about like there's a recent film that many of you guys might have known. It's called The Hate U Give, and it's based on a novel that I didn't, and I only just listened to the sample of the story, and it's about just police brutality. It's basically how in the film that they remade of the novel, how Amanda Steinberg, I believe her name is, she's an exceptionally young artist, young actress that I truly do admire in this generation. That she played a very important role in the movie about being an advocate for one of her friends who got pulled over by police and killed by police by many of you know about that scenario, so I can't go into that so much further. But with that, she discussed how I asked her questions about based on in the African American community and many communities around the globe internationally, that colorism is a very, very not only very important topic that we need to discuss, but it's important that we make known and make, I find it needs to be familiar with others and understand that how the African American audience who watch, and a plethora of many other audiences that did watch this film,
and especially me seeing it for a couple of samples, like the preview, like the character representation was a more darker skinned girl in the film, and and I wanted to ask her really, how is that representation of not only the color of someone's skin on the media, but seeing the I would say the image that someone else on their television screen, sitting down in their couch and wherever, is important for the arts field. And she commented and she mentioned that of course it's very important to have imaging and representation in the industry of acting and media and so forth, but she also discussed that as many like production assistants and production managers and chiefs have taught people, she said it's very hard to find people who look like what they're representing on TV for the roles that we want to see. And I find that, like, based on my analogy, I'm not very informative. It's just that not only what do I see, I have heard and I've read about articles that there are many other actors that could have played this role that I might be unaware of, and like maybe one actor that, like, representation is very, very important, but when someone doesn't see not only the color of their skin but the image of someone on television, it not only throws people off, but it causes them to feel like not really like, oh, a light-skinned girl knows more about this issue, or she, like, they brought it down less than. It's just that, like she mentioned, that it's very hard in the TV industry to really find young people or anyone in casting who can play that particular role, which I do understand, but I just express the idea that there needs to be more education, there needs to be more involvement. I find that not only in the African American community, but we need to motivate our youth. We need to come from a place of understanding that many people who do not look like us do not know do not know the African American community stories. There are many stories of African American culture, African American people, such as myself being Caribbean. There's a whole plethora of a culture that needs to be represented, that needs to be seen with the audience and the viewers about it, because the speaker was mostly talking about Crazy Rich Asians, which a lot of people must have seen, and yes, and I really do understand in the film of Crazy Rich Asians, where I can see the commonality is that we all, like in the film, I haven't watched it, but she talked about how in the film of different forms of Asian culture, directors, the creators, she wants the audience to get out of the film that need to not only accept different cultures, ways of life and stuff like that, but we need to be able to communicate and have long-lasting conversations and great conversations and informative conversations of how we can come together. Talking about a very wealthy Asian family who go through maybe different cultural shocks within their own family and within the outside American world. I've been like, I'm getting ready not only for midterms, but I'm also like one semester at a university. There's so many different people who accept my story and want to know more, and we want to learn from each other and have fun, have long-lasting, really sure not only in America but internationally. It's important that we do that. Do it. So thanks guys for watching my video. Always remember to always go for your dreams, no matter if you keep on going, and always remember to, when you see those signs, guys, job or whatnot. Really glad that I spoke to you guys. You guys have a wonderful day. God bless. Bye.